dimly lit underbelly of 18th century England, where aristocracy met mystique, one secret society carved its notorious legacy into the annals of infamy. This club was known to be a haven for the elite, who indulged in activities that pushed the boundaries of social acceptability and moral decorum. As whispers of their revelries and rituals spread across the country, the society's legacy grew into a symbol of the era's clash between burgeoning Enlightenment thinking and the traditional religious and moral expectations of society. Were these secret gatherings merely a group of Enlightenment freethinkers indulging in philosophical libertinism, or was there a darker, more sinister purpose behind their gatherings? This case file, join the theorists as we steal into the darkened depths of history, deciphering the decadent tales and hidden truths of the Hellfire Club.
Welcome to Case File 330, the Hellfire Club.
Wait,
I'm Brayden.
are we wearing cool glasses? I'm Zell.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm Dan.
I'm Andrew. I just found these.
I didn't
My
get
kid
that memo.
must have left them on there. Popped the lenses, I think.
This is I used to wear, like, I always wear my sunglasses like this because I saw Jack Nicholson one time. Like,
Oh yeah, in that photo.
in a photo wearing glasses like this, and I was like, whoever, he like wears them touching his eyeballs, and
It's
now
awesome.
like as soon as you put them on, your glasses fog up.
Yeah, he was
'cause
also
your-
on a lot of cocaine. When
Oh,
he was
yeah.
doing
I wore these sunglasses to work today, and they have so much sawdust on them that I can't see.
It's good. Hardworking man.
This is my safety
Did it-
goggles.
Those are good. Yeah, the 100 CSA.
Yeah.
CSA
Oh yeah,
approved?
these
Those
won't
bad boys?
shatter
CSA
and blow
approved?
my eyeballs apart. Yeah, not
Yeah.
at all.
I got a good CSA pair. I'll send to you. They
Perfect.
perfectly cover the eyeball. That's it. So nothing can
You
get in.
gotta wear them like
They protect you.
Jack
They
Nicholson.
protect your pupil.
Yeah, they protect the most important part. Yeah. I actually thought this was all from when Dan was like, "We're doing this." I was like, "This is real." I thought this was just in that show,
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. I was like, I thought it was a Stranger Things.
I was hoping you're gonna say from X-Men, but
Yeah.
all right, that's embarrassing.
Who's in the
Okay.
Hellfire Club at X-Men?
Oh,
Well, Jean
Nightcrawler
Grey
probably?
at some
Just
point,
fucking
and then
shut
it off.
there's a bunch
shut
of
it off.
I'm with Brayden. I thought I was on Stranger Things. I said Hellfire Club.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not a
No.
comic nerd though. That's
no,
true.
exactly.
I mean, that was
I like Wolverine.
Yeah, he's
As
cool.
far as I get. Haven't seen Deadpool.
It's really good.
I'll wait till it's on free.
Oh yeah, I watched. Listen, I'm so fucking poor that I just was like, "Hey, listen, you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna watch a cam version." I just watched a cam version of it. I was like, "This movie rocked."
I try to convince Steph so I could take Nova to the movies, and then I was going to say I was going to a kids movie, and then we're just going to go to Deadpool.
they won't know.
They won't know.
They don't know what's going on.
Just catch up.
No,
no
she's
permanent memories yet.
She's got way too much emotion. She'd be screaming first. I'm sure the first minute.
Okay, there was a horror movie that just came out, a scary one.
Mm-hmm.
Something 2. There was a sequel. Which horror movie was it? Oh my god.
Good one.
Nice.
Anyways,
oh wow!
I'll think of it. It'll come to me. But anyways,
All right.
I was at the theater picking up popcorn. You can get those big take-home bags of popcorn.
Sure, yeah.
Every now and then I'll go and grab a bag.
What's wrong with just getting a normal sized bag of popcorn?
Because when you need to eat 30,000 calories quickly.
Yeah, you need a
popcorn's the way.
beanbag sized fucking bag of
Listen,
popcorn.
They don't
Because you
can
can sit on it and eat it. Yeah,
Dan's right. You sit on it.
Yeah, I know.
Secondly,
It's a twofer.
a regular size bag isn't enough for the big slow. Okay, I need a full bag. I need a big bag. I coined that
He's
nickname.
not
came up with
dragging
it
anymore.
myself.
He's not dragging anymore. He's the big slow.
The big
Yeah.
slow. That's what it is.
The big slow is single-handedly the most popular thing the podcast has ever produced.
Absolutely.
Listen, I figured out social media. If
Lean into
anyone
it,
wants, if you own a page, you're doing a podcast, let me give you a social media tip. Post one viral video, and then you never have to post again, because that one viral video gets more views than anything you ever put out for the entirety of 8 years of the show altogether. So just
You're like-
focus on doing one video.
that's your thing now. You're like the podcast version of that guy from the dating show that has no neck, the short little nugget guy. You know what I'm talking about?
I did an ad for him. Do you know I worked for
That's
him once?
the only reason I know who it is.
Voiceover? Yeah,
Yeah,
Big Ed.
that's the only reason I know who that person is because of you.
Yeah.
And now you're the podcast version of Big Ed.
Yeah.
Big Slow.
Big Slow. Yeah.
It's good.
I'm getting roasted in other languages. Someone on there I couldn't even understand. It was like Big Slow. I was like, what?
We're international now.
Yeah.
Or I guess we always are, but
yeah. Like, pretty funny.
It was probably just a different script. It's Big Slow. Couldn't understand it.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So that's my keys. If you want any more tips or tricks of social media, just let me know. For a fee, I might be able to consult.
For a fee, he'll show you how to post videos. Then hopefully in 8 years, you get one viral video also.
Well, what about toilet seat face?
Oh, we had toilet seat face.
That was the other viral sensation.
This is triple toilet seat.
This is triple toilet seat.
Wow, he's going to be upset when he finds that out.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to repurpose other people's content.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get more views than the original poster. It's genius.
Yeah. Easy. I did. Like that video that I took had like 15,000 views. And I got way more views than that.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you got to go onto the Instagram. I pinned it to the top because it's so ridiculous.
Does he? Do they though?
Listen,
it's really nothing. It's not that great. The one weird thing is I don't
understand the worst content we've ever made.
It is the worst content we've ever made. That's why I hate that it's the most viral. The other thing is,
I hate that you don't have your shirt. Yeah, I don't like that you don't have your shirt.
I literally woke up. I was like, this was like my bathroom break, morning bathroom before I get dressed.
Were you sitting down to pee?
Huh?
Were you sitting down to pee?
For sure.
Listen, I have a theory. You got to sit down because, you know, not every poop is a pee, but every pee might be a poop. You never know. So it's better just sit, right?
Really?
All I'm saying is this. I've got
a
lifetime
Kegels
study
and tighten
going on.
that thing up because it's not supposed to just come out like that.
Listen, let me tell you something, brother. If at the end of the day, we'll see who has prostate cancer because if I'm free and clear my whole life, I got something. There's something to sit in.
You've been doing at-home tests? Is that what it is? Knuckles deep, trying to find that shit, or what?
Yeah, I've never watched
sitting, dude. If you're sitting every time you pee, you probably have hemorrhoids.
No, I don't. I have zero.
You probably do all that pressure sitting down like that on the toilet for 25 minutes.
You're meant to squat. I get my legs up high too.
Yeah, you're meant to squat.
I hold my legs into the chest, cannonball position.
Do you have the squatty potty?
No, but I got some leg ups. I got some items that I put my.
You should just put a squatter from Thailand in your house.
No, that's disgusting.
Anyways, we'll talk more about this viral video in after hours. But the Hellfire Club, what is it? It's not just from Stranger Things. They stole it. It's not from X-Men. They stole it.
Yeah. Also,
listen.
Well, it's inspiration.
Yeah,
Marvel is the same Hellfire Club, is it not?
Yeah, it's inspired from this one, or if not the same one. But I don't know if they mentioned the actual characters from the historical characters.
I don't think so.
I can't remember, but it's based on this. Like it was based around this type of society.
And the thing is, I'm like, anytime you get a group of guys together drinking on a regular basis, this is what it devolves to. Because for like a couple weeks, we had Wild Wednesdays going on with all our friends, and if that lasted a couple more weeks, I guarantee you we were doing some satanic shit. Right? I guarantee you we were going to delve into the dark arts. Yeah. It was getting that close, and this is just that taken to the extreme. They just kept going another 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, thank God we ended up having to get jobs.
Oh my God.
Kind of fucking.
I'm pretty sure I had a job then. That was the worst Thursdays of my life.
The Hellfire Club, like it's not exactly like a single institution of what it is, and it is like it's a name that's really associated with several different exclusive clubs that kind of popped up around the 18th century, and so each of these clubs was kind of in the during that time, it was popular for, guys pretty much to get together. This was like the golden age of kind of the Enlightenment male, I don't know, you call them salons kind of, but like everybody get together, hang out. I think they had like coffee clubs kind of started to be a thing then, which started as, again, is like, these are.
Someone was like sipping a coffee. They're like, fuck, it'd be cool if we did this at night with beers.
Well, they had to start, because the church was infiltrating their little coffee dates they're having. And they'd have like protest. No, seriously. So they had to start coming up with like secret hand signs and shit. They'd throw up gang signs to make sure they could get in.
The Jehovah's, could you imagine nowadays you're just at Wing Wednesday and the Jehovah's Witnesses just sit at your table. They're like, gentlemen, have you heard the good word? You're like, God damn it. Every time we can't even have a beer.
Well, so this is all like what do they call it? The Age of Enlightenment, where like post-church era, where like people are starting to question stuff and figure out their own things and their own theories and their own communities instead of just being pretty much just like crucified by the church if you didn't go to church.
Especially at this time too, right? Because like, especially in these areas, like in the UK, Ireland, like there was no separation between state and church. Like the church basically ran everything all day, every day, everything you do revolved around the Catholic Church, right? So you can understand why a few people would kind of fucking want to, branch away from that.
Like cut loose a little.
I'd imagine.
The Catholic Church does have the greatest costumes in all of
real
religion.
Fucking sick of soaking. All right? Soaking. I don't want to soak anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want to thrust. Okay. All right. But hear it all about
I said it.
Spinning and sinning.
The common man was coming more into power at this time, like Zell mentioned. This is Enlightenment, where the church is losing some of its influence and is becoming more and more popular to kind of criticize the church, or like be a bit more irreverent towards.
I don't think she was a virgin. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, never once. She never soaked.
Yeah, right.
Also like printed texts were becoming more popular. Like it was easier to come by like more literature, and people were reading more, and then kind of getting, rediscovering some of the stuff that kind of came along with the Renaissance and things like that. So you got people kind of coming up with these ideas to kind of like, let's all hang out and talk shit about the church. Let's talk shit. And that's what you get.
That's how we started. Let's talk shit about the government. Pretty much. And aliens.
It all started conspiracy rock, little fucking cult on the beach.
Mm-hmm. One of the first incarnations of what would kind of become known as the Hellfire Club was founded by one aristocrat who was the name of Philip Wharton, or like Duke Wharton. And then
the Duke of Wharton?
The Duke of Wharton. And so this guy apparently like kind of lived like this kind of double life. Like on one hand, he was known as a man of letters. He was a very smart kind of guy. Yeah, all three. And he was a friend of the king, King George I, and like he was a very popular politician at the time. Since like I guess the House of Commons was coming more into like power now, is like kind of taking more governance away from like the royalty, or as they were at the time. But on the other hand, this guy was also known as a guy who liked to party.
Yeah,
he liked to party.
Is there many dudes that don't?
Hey, listen,
they don't like to party.
We just can't party anymore. That's the problem.
There's some out there.
I still party, boys.
Listen,
to great regret, but I still do it.
Oh yeah. Every time
I played this last weekend, Friday and Saturday. Got home at 2:30 both nights and woke up at 6:30.
Yeah, that's too much party.
Well, see, that's the thing. When you start to have kids, you're like, God damn you! You're like, I want to unleash the hellfire in me, but
you got to pay for it.
I'm gonna have to deal with the little devil in the morning.
You'd be fucking soaking by yourself for a while.
I just know in the morning, if I act just a slice but hungover, it's over for me. So I just fucking eat it. I just eat that hangover all day long. I'm fine. Feel great.
He's just standing there. He's just looking. Lady Zell's like, "Are you feeling okay?" You're just in a cold sweat. You're like, "Yeah." Great. Why? Why would you say something like that? Just go sweat. Just
the old gag.
What was that? What did I hear? It's a good thing you don't puke.
I don't puke. No,
right? That's a good thing, because like I was like, I shake the whole house when I'm hungover.
Come home from the bar,
calling dinosaurs. Yeah.
This was also becoming around the time that was becoming popular. Like it weren't just like coffee clubs. Now they were gentlemen's clubs, as they were known.
I'm telling you, these would have been our boys. I'm just saying.
Well, 100%.
These early day Hellfire clubs, we would have been there. 100% those first couple meetings,
except for the rich part, because they're all rich. They're all rich aristocrats.
Yeah, we'd be in the loyal order
Jesters.
of the water buffaloes for sure.
Well, yeah, it's like this thing was like, it was also popular around this time to become like, you know, blasphemers, you know, being a little bit on the irreverent side of like, you know, talking stuff about the church and being like, oh, okay, you know, you want to, they would take it to such levels of almost like being satirical of like these ideas of having these little like anti-church get-togethers where you'd have type of ceremonies or like secret, you know, like handshakes, meetings, costumes, dress ups and things like that, you know, rituals, essentially. And then you could do this and there's like, you know, you're just having a good time kind of at this point. It was just fun to kind of poke fun, at this stuff that, you know, normally you wouldn't for, you know, years on years, you weren't able to really say shit about the church. Now
you don't get stoned.
Like, yeah. You don't want to get, you know, burned at the stake or anything.
Yeah. No thanks.
But now stuff is kind of loosening up and you're just like, all right, time to cut loose, you know, foot loose.
Is that where that term came from? Is the Hellfire clubs, or just like
yes. They used to dance fight on the regular. Kenny Loggins.
All started with fucking Baron Bacon.
Baron Bacon.
What?
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon.
Oh,
come on, boy.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
First Viscount Kevin Bacon.
I don't get any of these references. I'm getting old.
Like these are
older than you.
I know. I mean, I forget everything I've watched now.
These darn kids in their Footloose.
There's a new Footloose.
Then there's Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kevin Bacon isn't in it.
There was a new Footloose. There was, yeah.
Yeah, is Kevin Bacon in it? Probably
wasn't
not.
Conor McGregor in it?
No, that was Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. There you go.
You're getting your Swayzes and your Bacons confused.
We gotta bring Dancing Boy back to There's something wrong with you, boy. Me too. And then they start dancing. That's the scene. Everybody cut Footloose. They should just remake every redo every Patrick Swayze movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor, no matter the movie.
Eventually.
Like, I'd watch Ghost.
Yeah, if Footloose did a little bit better, they probably would. Or sorry, Footloose. Now I'm mixing them up. Roadhouse. If Roadhouse would have done better, they probably would have done.
It's hilarious. What are you talking about?
Dirty Dancing.
It's great comedy.
McGregor
Dirty
and fucking Swayze.
McGregor and Gyllenhaal.
Oh man, that would be good. Who lifts who?
Yeah, who's doing the water lifts? Like who
lifts who? McGregor's lifting fucking Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
for sure.
McGregor's lifting. Yeah.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal and
nobody
like
puts you
white
in the corner,
t-shirt,
boy.
like tie.
Okay, this is getting off the
rails.
Is it?
This is what the Hellfire Club is all about: talking shit, having laughs.
That's true. Fuck yeah,
you know, and so like a lot of the stuff that we have about like the Hellfire Club and in terms of like information is like a lot of like they weren't really known for keeping like accurate records or like rolls or anything.
They're all fucking drunk.
Yeah. So it's like, but they did have like positions. Apparently, there was like a hierarchy or something like that.
Are you
like,
sure that I've heard of numerous positions?
Yeah, they had a lot of orgies.
Tons. Doggy, cowgirl, fucking double stuff, all over the place. Screaming Eagles, tons of positions.
Blumpies,
right?
Yeah,
Blumpies.
some GWG, GGW, WGG, WWG, tons of stuff, tons of positions, Dan. So I don't know if that's accurate to say.
I was saying like they did have, you know, you would have a guy apparently like the leader of each like meeting would be known as like referred to as the devil. And then you would have people who would be, you know, again, like they would refer to themselves as devils or demons or stuff like this. And then, but it's not like they were worshiping demons. It was just something that they kind of, you know, it's fun to kind of call yourself.
Are you sure they weren't worshiping demons?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Especially in the early days. I think it was a little bit tongue in cheek at the church, right? Like they were like when you read about the early, like especially like the first Hellfire Club and the early ones, it was like, you know, it did kind of seem like it was this drinking club where they're like, hey, we're gonna have a fucking little fun at the, you know, fucking make fun of the church. And so this kind of makes sense that they would do these things. But I mean,
but the problem is that this one got this reputation and started inspiring other Hellfire clubs that would hear their reputation and be like, well, yeah, I want to sin. I want to fucking get crazy. Yeah. And they don't know that it's tongue in cheek. So they start doing what they think is like, they start getting fucking crazy because they think that's what they're doing.
Well, and it's crazy because I think this is pre-internet. So,
I think this is pre-internet.
Let me check if this is.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't have internet in the 1700s, but I'm not really sure. Like, I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Might have been the late 1700s that we got it.
I'm just guessing.
Dial up, anyways.
I don't know what their connection was like, but these guys are like hearing rumors town to town. You hear about this Hellfire Club, and they're like, I heard they did X, Y, and like we all know how telephone works. So it's like the shit they're hearing is even crazier than what took place. And these people are like, I'm in.
Well, they're boys clubs. They got to one up each other.
Yeah, I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, here I got a little bit of something on one of the little offshoots of that Hellfire Club. So in 1725, William Connolly, one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in the British Isles and current Speaker of the Irish Parliament, was exploring the northernmost extent of the Dublin Wicklow mountain range in search of a hunting lodge. Big baller. Tons of money. Got money to spend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big baller.
During his search, he found the perfect location, but unfortunately, it was at the location of a giant cairn.
A cairn?
A cairn?
Giant cairn.
A cairn?
You said there, boy, a cairn?
Cairn, you know, the rocks and the cairns and the...
Are you talking about the cairn, like on a cob?
The cairn.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got to kind of try and talk like you're sounding
out of the breath. I don't know what you're
breath.
saying if you're talking about the cairn.
Everything you say, you got to sound like you're running out of the breath. That's how you got to do it.
Getting a little tired here.
I'm getting a little out of breath, boy.
We're talking about corn.
What do you think you're talking about, boy?
So, are you saying corn?
Do you know what a cairn is, though? Cairn? Cairn.
So cairn. I've eaten corn.
It's a cairn.
I've heard of cairn.
It's a cairn. It's an
cairn?
ancient Irish burial site.
Right.
Which usually includes like a large stone.
What I was thinking.
They usually have these large stone, monolith type monuments and piles of stones. So he finds this area, loves it. Unfortunately, got these rocks and shit there, but it's not stopping Connolly because he's a big money man.
Of course not.
He sees it, he wants it. So Connolly uses stone from the cairn in the construction of his lodge. He takes this nearby standing stone that was used, like the giant standing stone monolith, uses it for the lintel over his fireplace.
Nice.
And Connolly proclaims,
can I please use, I would love to use the bones for my handrails.
But you didn't move the bodies.
Right? So he uses a nearby standing, Connolly names his place Mount Pellier. Shortly after its completion, there was this giant storm that blew the slate roof off. And the locals all basically attribute it to devil. He's like, this guy's cursed. He's built on a fucking, who would, he built it on an ancient Irish burial ground. Right? Like, so the same year that the roof blows off, he fixes it with more stone from the ancient cairn stone, I'm sure. He dies months later. So he never even gets to like enjoy his hunting lodge.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously, the Connolly family, he dies. So their family's left with this place and they fix the roof, but they obviously, after the big reno, they decide to list it instead of love it because it's fucking haunted, right? Like, you're not going to fucking keep that place around. So they list it. And,
do you think they put that on the description?
Of course.
Haunted.
Well, if they didn't, this guy probably wouldn't have bought it because the guy who comes up I'm not sure if he bought it or he rents it. But
hey, Andrew, what do you think the commission was on that place for the realtors?
Fucking don't get me started on that. Fucking Richard Parsons, the first Earl of Ross, the founder of the Irish Hellfire Club, and Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Ireland.
Richard Parsons project.
Oh, so he was a Mason and a Hellfire.
That's exactly. Not only was he a Mason and the founder of the Irish branch of the Hellfire Club, he was a notable nihilist, basically rebelling in every single way. So he fits the bill, right?
Can't hurt you, Donnie.
part of this fucking...
I'm like, now I know what nihilists are. I remember.
Nihilist, yeah, Big Lebowski.
We fucking take the money, Lebowski. We fucking take it.
Part of his claim to fame is he claimed to have found some Dionysian scrolls that were looted from the Great Library of Alexandria before it burnt.
Ooh, yeah.
During a trip to Egypt, obviously. He founded the sacred sect of Dionysus, and he wrote a book called Dionysus Rising.
Dionysus, isn't that the fucking the blue guy from the Olympics?
Yeah.
Dionysus?
Yeah, that's the god of Greek god of partying.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
the blue Greek god of partying.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So the first thing he did when he took over Montpellier or Perrier, whatever the fuck you call it, was to change the name. And you guessed it, he named it the Hellfire Club.
Nice.
He then was referred to as the King of Hell and dressed like Satan. Like that was saying.
King of Hell.
I picture him in my head, like, you know, those like cheap Satan costumes where it's like the red horn, like the red
tail.
like and the red cape,
like the Hank Hill one, like the Hank Hill one.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So the Hellfire Club became the place where its members partook in gambling, sex, black masses, ritual sacrifice,
nice. Mega orgies,
right? Mega orgies. They drank scalthine.
That sounds bad.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds super ominous. Sounds creepy, terrible. Right? Sounds terrible. It sounds like they're drinking shit out of a chalice of a skull, right? Like it sounds. Oh, yeah. And then when you find out what scalthine is, it's basically something that you'd think Braden would drink, and it's like whiskey mixed with butter.
Like a black fly.
Right.
You've piqued his interest.
Maybe these guys were the first guys to get on the keto. It's fucking bulletproof whiskey.
Yeah. Whiskey. I like a little butter in my whiskey.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds a little.
No, it's probably pretty good.
Can I get whiskey on the rocks? And by rocks, I mean a stick of butter.
Yeah.
just throw the butter in.
Just a splash of base.
Mash it in.
Instead of rocks, and by rocks, not ice, I mean butter.
Butter. A couple butter bricks. Spoons.
The club had a mascot. It was a black cat.
Dude, that cat probably just showed up one day. Was it just like, this guy? It just like wandered in the door like one night, and they're just like, this guy.
You crazy?
We know drugs are. They're probably all panic.
You want to get into
I love you, kitty.
A few legends?
Of course.
Yes.
So according to the legend,
mystique.
One dark night during the run-of-the-mill meeting at the Hellfire Club, the boys are drinking, orgies, playing drinking cards.
Whoring. Wenching.
A stranger knocks at the door.
Stranger Things.
They open the door and there's this large hooded figure. Face darked out, can't see it. And he asks if he can come in for a drink. And the boys, boys are fired up. Of course, more the merrier. Yeah. Come in, have a drink, man. You want to sin? Let's get on it. You want to join the orgy?
What did he sound like? What was the cadence of his voice?
Well, probably something like that. Because we're in Ireland. But sits at the table and all he wants to do is just play around the cards. That's all he wants to do. He wants to play cards. Doesn't show his face, doesn't introduce himself, just wants to play cards. During the game,
God. I know where you're going.
At some point in time, one of these fucking, drunk Hellfire Club members, hands all lubed up with butter, fumbles his cards.
He was a bartender.
Drops his deck. Has to go down and pick it up. So he goes down and pick up his cards. And when he goes to pick up his cards, he notices something weird on the table. And he has to kind of second guesses himself. And he looks over. And the man wearing the cloak had hoofs for feet.
Oh, that fucking guy.
He gets up, just fucking shocked.
Poker face.
Of a sudden,
poker faces at him.
Yeah.
A fucking burst of flames. And the guy disappears.
I had heard where he like looked like a ghost when he came up, and he sat there and they played another hand. And then the guy was like, "What's the matter, boy? You all right? Everything all right?" And he's like,
yeah, everything's great.
You want to show everyone your feet? And he's just like, flames gone. And he's like, ah!
And then his cards were sitting on the table, and they're 3 of a kind.
Yeah.
Swear that
Six,
was. Let me
six,
guess.
six.
Oh yeah.
I made that part up.
He actually, no, you did one. He lost the hand. He lost the hand.
Another popular tale
So
concerns
wait,
young...
was it the devil himself? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the devil.
That's what this
Or
is.
another
Obviously.
demon,
Well,
another host
so,
demon.
Something that I forgot to mention, that at the Hellfire clubs, they always leave a seat empty at the table for the devil.
Or the devil.
Right.
Or the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope, actually. I would do the same thing.
No, you can't sit there.
That's cool.
It's like Mean Girls. Nobody will let them sit there because it's like
That's like
devil's
that's like Scientology. There's always a room for L. Ron Hubbard in everyone you go. There's an office roped off.
Really?
You know what? There's an empty chair in the studio right now. Guess
For the
that's
devil.
for the devil.
Yeah.
So another popular tale concerns a young
me
farmer.
the pick. Bring me the pick.
A young farmer who was curious to find out what went on in the club's secretive meetings. Climbing Montpellier Hill, he was invited in by members and alled to witness the
I just
night's
can't handle you
activities.
putting a little extra flair on words.
Bellier.
Bellier.
You're really getting me.
The young man was found the next morning trembling and terrified. Tradition says he spent the rest of his life unable to speak, unable to even remember his name.
So you got all that whiskey pudding.
Yeah, probably.
Get butter.
Got into that
Another
whiskey pudding.
tale.
One more tale.
Another one.
Another young man was visiting a local farmhouse, and he went to discover the activities that were partaken in the club. The next morning, he's found dead. His host and the local priest, believing him to have been murdered, go up to the Hellfire to investigate. Upon their arrival to the lodge, they see a banquet laid out and a black cat prowling the room. However, this is no normal cat. It was huge!
Big cat.
It was the beast of
Chunky
Javadon.
boy.
The priest also noticed it has ears shaped like horns, happening to have a small bottle of holy water in his
not a
pocket.
cat.
The priest decides
This
to
guy ever
attempt an
seen a cat?
exorcism.
It's just
Did he
like
have
a
ears
goat.
shaped like horns, or did he just have horns?
You know,
Like
tomato,
it's just starting
tomato.
to sound
Normal
less and
ears.
less like a cat very quickly.
The result,
Very quickly.
The result tears the beast apart. Outside, the host is found lying on the ground, his face and neck deeply scratched by claws.
And this
So
is what I
apparently the
loved
cat
about that.
explodes and demon came out.
Right.
Well, what I
Okay.
love about this is like it doesn't really like was he dead? Because it says deeply scratched, but like were they just some bad cat scratches? Like how deep we talking here?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, could you imagine you just like you go in here and you're like, oh, this cat's possessed, it's ugly, and you grab it and you start shaking it and
Ugly ass cat.
screaming hymns at it and fucking church quotes and shit.
Cat's
The
not
cat's
happy.
probably gonna scratch your face.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like cats aren't nice on the best day.
They're
Let
just
alone
not
possessed
nice at all.
cats.
This is,
Yeah.
this is like an 18th century giant black cat. Like these things probably
Right?
don't want to fuck with
With
those
horns
things.
for
Like,
ears.
Yeah, terrifying.
Then, unfortunately, a portion of the club went on fire.
Okay.
Some say it was deliberately set because they wanted to enhance the building's hellish atmosphere, which I believe
that's
drunk
pretty dope.
dudes would be like, "Let's make this place."
This will be way cool,
This
guys.
will be way
Believe me. This is gonna be way
Ambiance.
We
awesome.
have to burn the building down.
Others say it was due to the burning of a man by Thomas Burnchapel Whaley.
Well, if he's Burn Chapel, he has to
That's what I'm
slip up
saying.
his
That's where
name.
you get the
man.
name. He poured brandy all over a guy and set him on fire.
Woo!
Yeah,
pretty
I mean, the torching of people like become again this shit. The rumor spread. And, like,
I've seen
these
way
clubs
too
got
many viral
insane.
videos of people just like setting themselves on fire for no good reason. Like, they're just like, "This is gonna be cool."
One of the
Like,
things
flame
was
on.
they were always said to have sacrificed dwarfs, small people, little people, whatever the proper terming. I'm allowed to say it. I'm
Short people.
I'm borderline.
got no reason.
Anyways, so when this place burnt down, they had to find a new place, and luckily, not too far away, they had this place called the Steward's House, which was also built by Connolly. This place nowadays is like a fucking paranormal hotspot. Like it's like the ghost tours, all that. It's called the Killikee House Restaurant, where there's numerous hauntings associated with it, like large black cats, the ghosts of little people stalking the fucking hallways, creepy shit. Well, in 1970, a plumber was carrying out work in the house and he discovered a tiny skeleton under the kitchen floor.
How
Yeah.
small?
Small, not a kid skeleton. They attribute to being like an actual
A dwarf.
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
person. I'm not trying to be a piece of shit.
No, you can't say. You're not supposed to say midget, but I think dwarf.
Okay, so dwarf's okay.
Come on, the M word.
Okay.
I think it's dwarfism is like the condition.
We call it the little M.
Listen, we are not height supremacists on this show. We support people every size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
especially
lift them up.
Especially the wrestling of them.
Yes. But God, I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
I still got more.
Keep going. I know.
Keep going. Shit gets even crazier.
Keep going.
Because then when you get back on the fact this is an ancient cairn. It's an ancient cairn.
Ancient
cairn. It's a bit of a cairn. They, in 2016, they've had archaeologists fucking go through this area. Have you looked into that? It's crazy. So they basically succumbed to the fact that this is believed to be a Patch's tomb, which was destroyed obviously by the building of the Hellfire Club. But previously they thought it was a big circular mound with a stone passageway that led to a burial chamber. These type of burial chambers are usually estimated to be around 5,000 years old from the Neolithic period. And they think that like they don't know how many tombs are actually down here. And they're excavating it right now. They found like arrowheads and bone fragments and charcoal and shit like that. Crazy.
That's cool.
So, but think about all the fucking souls that are trapped down there that they've desecrated.
It's always like you build. I feel like most of the time it's like you build anything in Ireland, like anywhere, and it's gonna be haunted. Like you're gonna be building on top of the graves. That's where everybody had to build stuff. I don't know. I feel like that's where everybody had to build things. They're just like, we're gonna build here. The most haunted. Where's the most haunted spot that we could build?
That looks like the most haunted hill we could find.
Yeah, just that looks pretty spooky.
Yeah. Cairn on haunted hill.
So eventually Wharton's club, the original, or one of the original,
the OG
Hellfire Club, the first incarnation, had to end up disbanding because he had some, political enemies within the parliament who kind of ended up persuading. Well, they felt like the blasphemy was getting a little bit out of hand, apparently, and they kind of convinced King George, apparently, to pass a bill that outlawed like some of this stuff, like some of these
outlawed cool shit like the Hellfire Club.
Outlawed partying, like it's just like
he's trying to outlaw the boys.
Gay.
The boys are just trying to be the boys.
Just trying to have fun.
Just trying to have a good time.
Piss off, man.
There was no podcasting back then. What else are they supposed to do?
Yeah. Sure. Exactly. But Wharton apparently did end up drinking himself to death at the age of 33.
We beat him, boys. We beat him.
We didn't party hard enough.
Yeah. I mean, did he beat us? I guess.
The other thing that I heard about Wharton and closing down the first one is because like he was also a Grand Master, and he wasn't quite a Grand Master at the time when he was also in the Hellfire Club. And these things started to have offshoots in different areas that were kind of like, getting crazier, and things were actually getting crazier, and rumors were starting to run wild to the point where he was just like, hey, listen, I can't be associated with this anymore. And that's when he like went full blown into and became a Grand Master with the Masons. And like he had to take a step back because like he's like, this shit's listen, everyone's starting to party a little too hard for my liking. I can't be associated with the party.
So when he left the club,
the original club
fell apart.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. Boy, grow up. You can't party like that all the time.
You have the king literally tell you can't do this anymore.
The king's like, listen, bro, no more party.
You chill the fuck out.
Only I party. Only I party. I'm the king.
Fair.
Only I party.
I can have orgies.
Yeah. I'm the king of party.
Yeah.
You can't have it.
I'm ordained by God.
Fucking pre-monoptera. Guy gets to bang whoever he wants.
Yeah.
Does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. Braveheart.
Living in England and fucking what's his name? King Charles? Is that who it is now?
King George.
King George, you're just walking down the street and he's just like, you.
No.
Your lady, bring her here. You're like, what? This big old fucking meaty sausage fingers.
Those sausage fingers he has. Oh my God.
Those
getting
big
fucking
inflatables.
by King George.
Yeah, he's like,
you shall sit there and watch.
You shall watch.
Powdered wigs on every
powdered wigs. Everyone's got fucking what made people lose their hair? What fucking STD? Syphilis.
Syphilis.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't have
Everyone's
syphilis.
fucking losing their hair.
I must have syphilis too.
We all have syphilis.
We all.
God damn it.
Huge outbreak on the show.
I need a big wig. I'll be the big wig.
Oh, we should get powdered wigs. That would be rare.
That would be. Let's bring them back.
Yeah.
You know what? There's not a lot of trends that haven't come back. The wig.
Should we bring that back?
The powder
early?
wig has not come back, but we should bring it back.
Yeah.
We should be the
Trendsetter.
first. Like when people are like, "Hey, yeah, powder wig comes back," they like associate with us.
Like, oh yeah, those
On the
guys.
show?
ATT,
Oh, yeah.
the powdered wig. Yeah,
I actually think Ben Boland's been wearing a powdered wig.
think so.
Yeah, I think he has. I've seen a couple YouTube videos where he's dressed as like Ben Franklin or something, and he's wearing a powdered wig.
Oh, that's cool.
Damn it. So we might have to attribute it to him a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, it's like he
He's
started
friend of
it,
the
but
show.
we'll make it popular.
We'll bring it to the mainstream. I'll bring my 6.2 million big slow viewers into the fold of powdered
wig train. But yeah, but this, like we said, this was not the last Hellfire Club. This was only the first one, and we'll get into the next one, and probably even more notorious than that one right after the break.
Be right back. Fucking microphones.
We're back
We're back.
with the second incarnation of the Hellfire Club, back rising from the flames.
Better or worse?
Crazier.
You be
These
the
guys are
judge.
fucking crazy.
It got a little bit more wild, I think,
These
after
guys,
this.
these guys are nuts.
So I guess like you know when a musical artist dies and then like everybody goes and listens to their shit because like you see the little pop and like music
For sure.
listeners and whatever. I feel like this is what happened because just like a year, I mean, it takes that while to get a thing around, but it's like a year after Warren's death. I feel like there probably was like a little bit of build up to this and be like, we should do that again. We should, Hellfire Club rumors start kind of popping back up.
Could you imagine for a second? Let's just think we all live in the same city and one of us called it like, boys, we should fire up Wild Wednesdays one last time. We'd be like, oh, no, I'm good.
I'm in.
On a
I'm
Wednesday?
actually sure. I'm in. I'm going to be home by 12, but I'm in.
Yeah.
No,
That's not a Wild Wednesday then.
That's
That
what we
doesn't
all
count.
said.
Fine.
That's what we all said.
I'll still do it. I don't give a fuck.
Wild
Okay, well,
Wednesday
you
light.
do it
I'm
and
so
report
good.
back. Let us know how it
I'm
goes.
so good. I'm so good at hiding the hangover. It doesn't matter.
That's a skill.
No way.
That's a skill.
Once a week, I can do it.
So this is what would become probably what is considered the most notorious Hellfire Club, and this was formed up by one Sir Francis Dashwood.
Dashwood, great name.
It's a great name.
And this version of the Hellfire Club was known for its motto, which was it Fice que tu udres, which is do as you will, which was also
that's a little Philema going on there.
Which is a little popular mantra of one apparently, or
Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, buddy.
Mr. Crowley. But it had I guess it wasn't, like we said, like this one probably wasn't exactly known to the Hellfire Club like when it started. Okay, it had a couple of other names attributed to it that people knew it by. You had the Order of the Friars, or Saint Francis of Wykeham. And it was also like the Knights of, or
Sir Francis of Wykeham. I said the Knights.
Or the Hellfire Friars, which sounds cool. Like that still sounds
The
pretty.
Friars?
The Hellfire Friars.
Sounds like
Which would be
a
hard to.
That sounds like a
it'd
group
be
of
hard to
stoners if I've ever heard one.
Yeah,
The
like that'd be hard to
Friars.
say.
I feel like Friar used to be a lot cooler than it is now.
Friar Tuck.
Friar, now you just think of that stupid haircut.
Yeah, bowl cut.
Tonsure.
The one that we
Tonsure.
all have now.
Yeah.
For
Naturally.
the reverse bowl.
We're all the
Yeah.
same.
Cul-de-sac is what I was looking for.
And so I guess Dashwood was already kind of notorious in his own right. He was kind of known as a bit of like a court prankster. He was also a bit of a rogue. One of his best, I don't know, on his best of album apparently is like he was known to have impersonated King Charles the 12th of Sweden at Russian court. Like,
Guys, the 1700s fucking jerky boys is what you're telling me?
yeah, or like Borat, I guess. I don't know, like showing up there, like Sacha Baron Cohen like showing up as the King of Sweden, and apparently like in an effort,
beef there for sure, because Russia and Sweden did not get
He's
along.
like, I'm the king.
No, they were
Cedric von
bitter enemies at the point. Yeah. But apparently he was also like, I don't know if it was his primary or secondary objective to whether to piss off the Russian court, but he was also trying to, I guess, woo the Russian Tsarina Anne at the time.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
And it's like, this guy was cool because he apparently had been banned from the Papal States because of that. Like he couldn't, you're literally banned. Like, and this was all before. This is in his late teens, early 20s. Like this guy had already accomplished so much. You'd already been
that's
banned,
when you would do it,
like,
though, right? Like,
yeah,
that was middle age back then, though.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fair.
Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like 17 back then, that was 35.
This guy know Rasputin.
You're like, oh my god,
why are you hitting me with the middle age stuff?
I know.
Oh,
Middle age now is like 30,
60,
38. We're almost there. We're halfway through, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, he brought a tear to his eye.
I've done nothing.
My life is a joke.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Yeah, you haven't been banned. You haven't been banned from the Papal States yet.
You're recording in your Ginch in a garage right now, you loser.
Nothing's changed since we started. He's still in the garage.
I'm going back to the flip phone.
Fuck yeah. Why not, man?
I'm doing it. I'm going back.
I thought about it too.
I'm going back. Next time we're on podcast, I'm using the flip phone.
All right.
If not, shame me. Relentlessly.
Can't wait to shame you.
I don't think we have to shame you if you're using that. No. That's already happening.
Shame me. Worse.
So Dashwood's club apparently had like a restriction in the beginning when he kind of first formed it. Apparently he was going to keep it to like 12 members, all of whom were who were all apparently they were all, again, these were all like young aristocrats, kind of coming in together.
Like the fuck.
They call themselves the Young Bucks too.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, these were all his like close friends and drinking buddies, and they were all getting together for their wild Hellfire Wednesdays, and go nuts on this. All pretending probably to be various monarchs at some time.
Okay, listen. If we go from Wild Wednesdays to Hellfire Wednesdays, maybe I got one in me.
Oh yeah, we got one.
I might have a Hellfire Wednesday in me.
Hey, listen. If we ever have a pod trip again where we're out and it's on a Wednesday, we'll have a Hellfire Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hellfire Wednesdays. We need to make it a better name.
And listen. The odds of us having a pod trip on a Wednesday are better because flights are cheaper midweek.
That's a good idea.
Midweek Vegas is real slow.
Well, if we have Hellfire Wednesdays, we have to get a fucking base of operations like they had for this Hellfire Club, for Dashwood's Hellfire Club, because so apparently they would meet in these purpose-built tunnels that had been dug out for like this specific reason of having these crazy parties. And they were all, of course, like, where are you going to put your secret tunnels for your crazy orgy parties? But underneath an abbey that I guess it's specifically the Medmenham Abbey in Buckinghamshire. And so
Buckinghamshire.
Like, yeah, it's like it like I saw like a kind of like a cutout diagram of the things, but it's like, yeah, like you had the abbey at the top of the hill, and then down like midway down the hill they had these like tunnels that they had dug out to just host these various parties and activities of the Hellfire Club. So apparently Dashwood got the inspiration for some of these places because they were like, he decorated all of this shit with a bunch of kind of unusual and designs, apparently, having things like, demonic faces,
gargoyles, for sure.
Phallic symbols, of course, like why not, and then, a lot of probably, non-mainstream religious icons, like mythological stuff, statues of Dionysus and whatever. Anything that a lot of stuff that he kind of picked up apparently, like during his travels around Europe, when he was impersonating the King of Sweden. I assume he just picked up some stuff. Probably stole it from the Vatican. I don't know. I imagine it's probably
in the archives.
Probably why he was banned from the Papal States.
My favorite thing is they'd get together and they'd chant. And I'm not going to try and do the Latin, but one of the things they used to chant is tense penises, not penitents.
Tense penises.
Right.
Yeah.
Tense penises, not penitence.
Yeah.
At attention.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Like hard,
Yeah.
hard times.
Boners, not
The
penitence.
penitent man, tense penis.
Yeah.
The penitent man is a tense
Fucking
penis.
awesome.
I'm all about that.
All about the tense penis.
Yeah.
That's
Not
why we only
penitence.
film from the shoulders down.
Yeah. What do you think? Sells megalithic hard every episode.
Every episode. It's a problem.
So it's like these tunnels were built. So they had like an entrance hall where you'd greet your merrymakers and your guys coming on to your fucking into your thing.
Every night at Zell's house, it's like, sorry, Lady Zell, I'm not in the mood tonight. She's like, how'd they cut those stones so close together?
So it's like, I guess it like the tunnel like winds its way about like a quarter mile deep into the actual hill. And they had stuff like, they had different chambers that were apparently named after some of the members. You had stuff like what are known as like Lord Sandwich's Circle. Like
the Earl of Sandwich.
The Earl of Sandwich, the man who created the sandwich.
Yeah, he was purported to have been a member of this Hellfire Club.
What should I do with these 2 pieces of bread? This meat.
They're like, just eat it.
No, I don't think I'll eat it. I think I'll sandwich it. Sandwich it. Yes.
Yeah. You know what it was? It was the first fucking lazy, greedy person eating a charcuterie board. And he's just stacking everything together.
Well, you know,
I don't want to keep coming back. I don't want to have to come back.
This is great. He's like,
I don't want my fingers getting greasy.
Get to plates. He's like, I have bread. Bread will be my plate.
I could put the meat on the bread and then put another piece of bread on top of that.
Quite nice.
Eureka! Greatest invention. It's like they had other names.
If only he could see how far we've strayed from God now with our sandwich making.
Oh God!
Right.
If he saw a Subway sandwich, he would turn over his grave. Disgusting.
What have I done? What have I done?
No.
I hadn't got Subway in a long time, and not that long ago I got a sub. It was the grossest fucking thing I've ever had. I'll never go to Subway again. I don't care what they do. I'm out.
No.
I'll never
Even
go
if
back.
they bring back the $5 footlong?
It's not.
No,
it's gonna be $9.50.
Yeah, but what if they brought it back?
It's $6.99. Well, in the US, they bumped it back down to $6.99.
Well, you know why they're doing that?
That's
Because
still $30
no one's going
here.
to Subway anymore because it's disgusting.
They were like $14
if
sandwiches for shit. Like it's just like gross.
If you eat at Subway, you smell like Subway for
That's
a
disgusting.
month.
Maybe they
This
got to bring
episode
back
of AG2
Jared.
brought to you by Subway sandwiches.
Get him back out of jail.
No one ever go. You know what? Let's bankrupt. Let's destroy Subway. No one go there ever again.
Yeah, listen,
I don't give a shit. The place
worth it,
sucks.
man.
I'm going to Jersey Mike's.
Not enough meatball subs
A
to make
sub-
me go there.
Yeah,
a
the
Subway
meatball sub, that's the
you
only
might
one
as
out
well get a burger because they're probably the same nutritional
Hey,
value.
listen.
It's
The,
the same.
for
the thing about Subway meatball subs is the meatball sub from Subway has never been good, and that's the only thing that's remained consistent. Is it's the same level of shit.
It hasn't decreased.
Been.
Okay,
it hasn't decreased
That's
because
fair.
it's always been bad. You eat it and you're like, oh.
Anyways, I can do a whole
shouldn't.
episode on how bad the sub was. Like that's how terrible it is.
Did you eat the whole thing?
Fuck no, I didn't. I wasted that money. I ate like 7 bites. I ate like a third of a sub.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Subway, Zell had a slice of watermelon and probably an orange juice, probably cost him $55.
The sub and a cookie was like $18.50. No joke.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It was terrible. Anyways, continue.
I see that. There's that meme. There's that
Hellfire
meme
Club.
hold on. There's that meme that's going around that's like, what radicalized? Like, when did you get radicalized? And then it's like dollar menu, and then it shows like a young Ryan Gosling, and then it's like what you get that same meal now, and it's like at Taco Bell, and it's like one gordita or whatever is fucking $9.99, and it used to be a dollar menu item, and it's like and it's just like him like staring at the camera. I was like,
fast food has inflated more than anything else. It's insane.
Listen, if you there is no point eating fast food.
Not
just
anymore.
go to a sit down restaurant. It's
You're like
there's
$3.
Yeah.
It's $3 more, and you can get a sit down meal.
Yeah,
It's insane.
Well, speaking of sit down meals, so apparently they had like a banqueting hall that they had set up for their entire thing, and it was known to have this like this I guess this elaborate rose quartz crystal lamp that was.
Hold on, listen. I can't wait till Andrew gets his fucking flip phone so he can pay attention for a little bit.
I can almost read that text message. You were saying.
Yeah.
I guess
Someone's going to zoom in on that, and they're going to decipher what you're fucking talking
I'll
about.
show you if you want. Draft grades.
Andrew's he's planning his heist. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
We're planning a big heist.
We got to.
We have to. No other options.
We're fucked if we don't.
You got inflation and fucking Subway sandwiches, cheese and watermelon.
Boys, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but
Fuck
nobody's
yeah, let's do it.
a scientist.
Let's go.
How are we going to make it?
Dan, become a scientist, quick.
Yeah, okay.
It's just basic
Give me
chemistry.
like 15 minutes.
Easy. Ask ChatGPT how to cook meth.
Scientist. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't tell you that. Hypothetically, how do you cook meth?
Judging by the show Breaking Bad.
No.
How would you cook that meth to 97% pure strain?
It's like they use a lot of stuff for their rituals and things that they pulled from different different cultures and whatever, I guess you could say. Like a lot of it's like Greek.
You glassed over. Like one of the things they like to do at these feasts is they would have like everything at the feast. They'd have like a roast carved into the shape of an ass. Right? Like everything was like phallic objects. Rump. That's where the term rump roast comes from, Dan.
Right.
Because it's like Hellfire Club.
That's not from the part of the animal it's from, but that.
Oh,
okay.
Just from the club.
But they would carve it like they'd carve like like you've all seen those sex toys.
Have we?
It's just
what are you talking about?
All right, come on. I've picked 100 of them out of the ditch when I used to work road crew. Okay. We all know what they look like.
Stop throwing in the ditch when you're done with it.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Save yourself some time.
You're swinging back to get it because you realized it was expensive.
I picked a bunch out of the ditch, washed them off, took
the
them
shame wore off.
Yeah, they're dishwasher friendly. They're dishwasher friendly.
Sterilize them.
But like they would, and like everything carved into phallic objects or like, mashed potatoes into titties. I'm like, this is funny. This is a funny dinner.
Well, it's like, think about it. Like, how do you get your kid to eat? You make their fucking pancakes and a smiley face. How do you get some drunk fucking teenage dude to eat? Shape like an ass.
Look at the waffles. They're shaped as titties, whipped cream, and strawberries for nipples. They're like, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Sick.
I feel like if I were like totally wasted one of these parts, you don't have to like shape it like, sexual stuff for me to eat it. Like I'd be hungry. I'm a drunk munchy person. I'm like, I would just eat it.
Yeah, but then you have a laugh with your boys. You're like, I'm eating the roast. Check me out. That's what I would do. There's some ladies here.
Well, really, they did have ladies there. Like it wasn't even stuff that was like just a bunch of guys. Like I guess like, I assume like the
they
the local towns.
A few.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
The local horror houses were not, we're not probably.
Is that what we call it, Dan? Like is there a more respectable term we can use?
Brothel. Brothel.
There you
not
go.
in Thailand. Not in Thailand, that's for sure.
I say brothels.
Well, what's the one guy like? Because I mean, like some of them got fucking down nasty. We had what was that one guy? Henry Barry, Lord Santry. Where like he like ran a local Hellfire club, and he was like having orgies at his because he was like hearing all the rumors.
Yeah.
He was banging his stepmom and he's like, listen,
but he would brag about it.
Yeah,
hey, this guy was onto something. What are you going on? That's half the shit on there.
That guy was the OG stepmom porn.
Yeah,
right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and he'd be like,
but he couldn't film it, so he had to describe it to people.
Right.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Tell him what we did."
She was trapped in the laundry bucket.
Yeah.
She was under the coffee table.
Yeah,
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah,
something came over me. I tripped and I fell.
This fucking Henry Barry, he like kind of took it to the next level too, because he was like,
he was a murderer.
He was super rich. Like a lot of these people who ran these clubs were pretty well off, and he like fucking employed people to carry him around on the chair. Like, so he didn't walk anywhere. Like he had a couple guys that were like fucking helped him around.
He had gout from all the rump roast he was eating.
Fuck. and like one day he wakes up in the morning and like he gets a pigeon comes in and is like, "Hey boss, sorry, I'm sick." Right, one of his chariot carriers calls in sick, and sends a messenger, and he's like, I'll see about that. So he sits in his chair and he's like, gets the other one to drag him to this other one's house, I guess, because he doesn't walk anywhere. He's like,
Right.
drag it. And he goes to this guy's house and he's just like, hey, you're sick, huh? And he's like, yeah, boss, I'm sick. He's like, drink all this brandy. And he starts drinking. And he's like, holy fuck. He's like, do it, finish it. And he's like, this doesn't taste like brandy. He's like, that's because it's mixed with sulfur. And I call it brimstone. Chug it, motherfucker. And the guy like is like, okay, I guess it finishes. He passes out because he finishes.
Of course.
All this booze. And then Lord Sandry's just like, and I'll light you on fire. And he just burned this guy alive. And people are like, oh, you're under arrest. That's murder, actually.
that's murder.
That's an offense.
Yeah, it turns out you can't do that.
I was just checking if he was a demon.
Yeah.
Turns out he wasn't.
This guy is like, he's so wealthy. He's like one of those wealthy guys. He's like, yeah, well, how's $1 sound? And they're like, $1? Unbelievable. This is my lips are sealed. He didn't do anything. In fact, he attacked you.
In effect, yeah, he attacked you. He was a demon.
What? I think he could breathe, actually. So instantly just bribes everyone, right? And then this guy he was just a legit menace to society. He would this is not the first person he was like accused of lighting on fire. There was a couple, like there was a new member that came and they were trying to join it. And he's like continued like force feeding this guy brandy until basically they said that he was so full of brandy that they were just pouring it in. It was just I mean, I don't think this is real, but they were like, he was so full that his entire stomach was full up to his throat that they couldn't get more brandy in. And then Lord Sandry was like,
then he would be choking to death.
yeah. And Lord Sandry's just like, light him on fire. Torched this guy in front of everyone. And everyone's like, holy fuck.
He would have drowned in fucking
This guy's
brandy.
crazy.
Yeah, this is the craziest club I've ever been a part of. And same thing. He just bribes everyone.
Well, not only that, he like he got out super fucked up one night and challenges a guy to a duel. And he can't get his sword out fast enough, and the guy fucking runs away. So he's fiddling with his fucking sword because he's drunk and slippery on fucking butterbeer or whatever, butter whiskeys, Skullteen.
Butter brandy.
So he tries to chase this guy. Guy gets away. So he turns around and there's this poor fucking bar porter that's close to him and just stabs him.
Yeah,
just kills him.
Like I would. Like well, I can't kill that guy. I gotta kill somebody. His sword's already out.
See, the one I heard was that like he couldn't get the short sword unsheathed. So like the guy ran away, like you said, and like as he's still fucking with it, the bartender's like, "That's pretty funny. Can't get your sword out." And the guy finally gets out. He's like, "Oh, funny, huh?" Fucking just threw the gun. He's like, "Oh!"
Well, it's like you already went through all that effort to get the sword out. You got to use it. Like once it's out, you're just like, "Wow."
And at that time, like this murder where he stabs this bartender that worked at the bar that they would all go meet, like even the rest of the Hellfire Club members are like, all right, man, that's like 3. That's like this is getting crazy. You're now a serial killer. They're basically turning this guy and they're like, hey, this is crazy. You need you're going to jail. You're arrested for murder. He gets pulled in. But again, this guy's fucking rich. He knows everybody, right? So the second he gets rich, his like uncle who owns like I guess all the water is like, listen, if you continue to prosecute my nephew, I will just stop the water.
No more water.
No one will get water.
No soup for you.
And he goes to trial and he's like, listen, yes, I stabbed the man, but he didn't die from the stab wound. He died from a rat bite.
Yeah, like a few days later. Yeah.
A few days later, he got bit by a rat, as we all do. Those bites are deadly. Right? And they are. In 1700, that's probably death sentence.
That's how they get the plague.
Splinters were deadly back then.
Right? And they're like, all the jury members, when they heard that, they're like, fuck.
We do like water.
They're like, maybe the rat bite might sound good. They fucking find him guilty anyways because they're like, no, you fucking stabbed this guy through and through. And then the king, as he's found guilty, is just like, pardoned.
Yeah.
Instantly, no issues. Like this guy was a menace. Like, and then he was just like exiled from Hellfire clubs because they were just like, listen,
we can't have you setting people.
Yeah, you're partying a little too hard.
Yeah, he's that one dude. You're like, dude, like you're taking a little bit too far. Like we can't let you come over anymore.
Dude, that's
it's either you get
Joe
sober
Brown.
Or you gotta leave. You get exiled.
Yeah,
that's 2 things.
You got
remember fucking Fabeg?
Oh yeah. He partied too hard. He was a Lord Sandry.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was 100% a Lord Sandry.
Yeah, great time though.
Yeah, great time.
The guy had a fucking blast.
Oh yeah, I watched him like single person riot in Penticton.
Yeah,
by himself.
Yeah. He broke a few windshields.
Yeah, he jumped on up and down cars. And
everyone's like, "Whoa!"
None of us are drunk enough for this. Buddy.
Lord Sandry, get down. You've had enough, Lord Sandry.
Yeah,
that guy cleaned his act up.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Great dude.
Yeah, great.
Well,
absolutely
fun guy.
Yeah. Don't get him drinking.
The legacy of the Hellfire Club kind of lives on through this. Like apparently, like they had all of these parties for like a good amount of time, and then it's said that even now, like that place where they had the Medmenham Abbey apparently is still haunted by the ghosts of like the monks that had been there, because the shit they did in those caves was so vile or whatever. Like it was so blasphemous that now the monks like wander the grounds, still haunted by these apparitions. It's just like, it's nuts. Like this whole Hellfire Club is just like, yeah, you could do all this stuff back then, and base it around some kind of, vaguely esoteric society or kind of,
and I mean,
non-mainstream religion. You just be like, yeah, like let's go, like let's do it.
Well, I mean, when you start to get into it and you read it, you hear about these orgies and then human sacrifice and stuff, and I'm like, man, it's not like shit that's going on in the conspiracy world of people pointing at like different political groups and different people of power now. It's like the same shit we're accusing of Boho Grove and stuff.
A
like
group of fucking elites that get together and do whatever the fuck they want.
When
like
they party.
What party do you thinks that these groups of elites aren't still doing fucking weird shit like this? You go through like fucking all the fucking not sororities. What's the dude version? Come on, now, help me out here. Fraternities, Skull and Bones, all that type of shit. Boho Grove, like it's been going on since when?
Forever.
Right? Why would it stop?
Well,
I mean, people like to get together.
People like get together and party. Man.
Well, and fucking crazy, especially these elite people who think they're invincible.
It's true. Like you think about like guys, like super rich guys that we've known that kind of have fallen from grace in the last couple of years, and like all the weird shit they've been involved
Epstein
in.
fucking Island shit. Like this is all that type of stuff, man.
You know what I mean? Like R. Kelly, like
they think they're invincible.
Diddy, like all this shit Harvey Weinstein, all this stuff that comes out with these guys. It seems like you get to this level of money, and then it just like it's just like, what?
I'm invincible.
What else can excite you, right? Yeah, you're like you do this stuff that to almost get a thrill or excitement, and then it's it's much like people they say with like porn addicts, where they start to get more addicted to more and more extreme stuff because they don't get the same excitement from what they did before.
I disagree, because I probably am I've been watching the same shit forever.
You got your go-tos?
Yeah.
I don't get too deep.
I don't get too weird.
I don't get too weird.
Doesn't have to be.
I know what you're saying though, Braden. Like, so these people, they just kind of fall down the rabbit hole that way. But also, if you're like at this era, if you're in the public eye, you can't get away with much. But if you're in like a private group away from if you're like in a group with all agrees to secrecy together, this is a secret society in a way.
Powerful people.
Yeah, because you can't just do that with regular people because people know you.
Well, so Alex Jones is going to infiltrate. He's going to get you on camera. You're going to be worshiping Moloch, and next thing you know, you're on fucking InfoWars.
Right? So yeah, I mean, it makes sense if you're rich and powerful in any era of humanity. It's like you're almost drawn to like form little groups so you can try and get away with more because you've exhausted all the other options that would be normally acceptable, and now you got to push the boundaries. Push the boundaries so far to criminality,
So lesson
impersonating
of the podcast,
monarchs, lighting people on fire.
Yeah, like that's too far. You went too far at this point.
Yeah. I was like, it's one of those
we're
things.
almost there. We're going to start the Hellfire Club. We're going to start it up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
It's going to be on Wednesdays.
Hellfire.
Yep. Hellfire Wednesdays.
Hellfire Wednesdays. We're going to go to strip club.
No, first we go for wings and we say,
"Oh yeah, wings."
The tradition.
The tradition, yeah.
The tradition is you go for wings and everyone sits in and goes, "Hey, listen,
Just a couple beers.
Last Wednesday got crazy, and we're not going to get that crazy. We're just going to have a couple drinks tonight.
Yeah.
And then by about 11 o'clock, you're all chanting in the streets, Wild Wednesday, Wild
Tense
Hellfire
penises,
Wednesday.
not penitents.
Right? And that's what happens. Like that's the natural like progression of getting a couple of your bros together to fucking crush beers.
And then you're messaging. One of your friends is messaging their uncle, which may or may not own a local establishment, to get you in across the line in a free little booth and have a good night.
Yeah.
No big deal.
12-person fucking lap dances.
Yeah.
Because you're too cheap to pay individuals. So you got to have. So you guys rent one. 12 people in, everyone puts in $10. Good deal.
Yeah.
And then you look
Not
around
speaking
and everyone
from
going,
experience.
no, this is just hypothetical. Like this could happen one of these nights.
Yeah, totally.
Best hypothetical night of my life.
It's a fun time. You look around and go.
Hypothetically.
Then you say like, Wild Wednesdays, nothing. No one speaks. No one says nothing. See you next week. Yep. See you next week.
Just wings.
Just wings, though, right?
Just
next
wings
week.
next
Just
week.
wings.
Just wings.
Just wings.
Just
And
wings.
one beer.
And
that's
one
how
beer.
and then
Maybe two.
The cycle
And
continues.
I'm the king of Sweden.
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Listen, and I'm sure. Listen. We have all been together with some of your good friends, and you're like, "What are the odds?" You know what I mean? Like, what are the odds you do this? Or you fucking push your friends to do something crazy? No, originally Richard Falford would be like, "You know who you kind of look like? You ever met the King of Sweden?" And then he probably did a little impression.
He's like, you ever met the
Ooh,
king
I'm
of Sweden?
the
No,
king.
neither have I. Neither have I.
And
You
they're
could
like-
be
he's
the
like-
king of Sweden.
He's like, "You could be the King of Sweden." They're like, "What are the odds?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll do it, boys. I'll do it." And like, that's all it takes. Like, I'm telling you, that's all it takes back in the day for a lot of this, like, these wild stories that happen. It's just like this guy's having a couple drinks and he's like, "All right, I'm doing it. Sure, I'm doing it. I'll pretend to be the king."
I'm gonna put that on my resume. Banned from papal states. Like, yeah, just put that on there.
No, it's
Okay.
super interesting to learn about the history of this, and like, there's still Hellfire clubs today, and there's still some weird Hellfire clubs
Well,
today.
I just call them sex clubs now. I don't know.
No, and there was like a stabbing. There was a guy who stabbed someone in a Hellfire club like just a couple years ago. Right? Like this crazy shit's still going on. So find your local Hellfire club, sign up.
Uh-huh.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
How have we not known
Just
about
don't get
this earlier?
stabbed.
Yeah, you're not selling me on the joining the Hellfire Club.
I just searched for Kelowna Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I just get the Hell's Angel Club.
Oh, don't join that.
Hellfire, Screamer, and Ark and Fire metal show.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm going to start a Hellfire club, Campbell River chapter.
Sold
Do it.
investment
And
property
listen.
downtown Kelowna. Wait,
What?
what does this say? It says
It's
something about
probably-
it says something about the Hellfire Club.
It's the
Hellfire
ex
Club.
Hell's Angels clubhouse, probably. That got taken
No,
away.
it's not. No, it's on Richter. There's definitely not.
That's on
No.
Richter, or that was Ellis. It was
That's
on
Ellis and like
yeah, it was on Ellis.
Okanagan Boulevard or something.
Yeah, Ellis and like recreation or something.
That was the safest neighborhood in Kelowna until they closed it down. Now it's fucking full of
Junkies.
street lurkers.
Oh,
The unhoused. Let's call them. They're the unhoused. Whatever,
No, I'm
whatever
not talking
situation.
about a house. I'm talking about junkies.
Junkies.
Yeah.
Which are unhoused.
No,
Yeah.
some of them are the junkies that live in SROs. They have places to live.
Sure, for a while. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
we got tons of government fucking subsidized SROs for them to live in.
Yep. Which are the ones you want to exterminate?
Yeah, which one's the one?
What's up?
Oh, I was gonna use a different word, but Braden switched the word on me.
Oh,
He said discriminate. I had a different word in mind.
Well, that's the
I said
Hellfire
exterminate.
Club,
I
not
said
just a
exterminate.
thing
Oh,
from Stranger
no,
Things.
I didn't say that.
No, it's cool. Like, look it up. It is a real thing, and I mean, the rumors that you see of, and I can see this happening of people getting more and more, depraved and stuff as you hear about what other these clubs are doing, but you have no way of verifying. Like, I definitely see this as a, one up each other kind of thing, because like, yeah, these events turned into like just full on orgies and sacrifices and
there's one
murder.
There's one kind of legend or something that's a true tale to the Hellfire Club. It was like one of the members used to like dress. Is either he used to dress up as a baboon, or they had a pet baboon. They had an actual pet baboon.
Oh, wasn't that the political thing? What was his name?
I can't remember. I just remember reading that, but I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, they scared the shit out of the one guy. They made him quit.
He got mad.
They locked him in the catacombs or whatever.
Yeah, they're saying that guy got mad and then he penned up like some criticism of the.
Why did I not write that down? Because I listened to that today, and it was like a pretty prominent British politician.
Yeah.
And then they had a huge feud. It was
John Wilkes. John Wilkes
and
somebody
someone else.
Yeah.
The other one I totally forgot too is who was the one guy that would like. He was part of the Hellfire Club, and all he would do is fucking prank the church, and like he would dress up like
Dashwood, wasn't it?
Was that Dashwood?
Probably.
And he would dress up like a demon and shit, and just
States.
fucking like kick open the doors of church and like terrorize everyone to the point where like
with a whip.
the members.
That was Dashwood.
Yeah, he'd be fucking cracking the whip in church, being like, repent, and like he would just keep going until like all the people would have to like they were like running out, and like people would have to jump him and attack him.
It was John Wilkes and it was John Montague. Montague. And there's a couple of different stories about it. One is like he dressed up a baboon like the devil, and the baboon attacked him.
Yeah.
But then they say, no, that might not be true. So, but pretty much after whatever the prank was, there was a prank between the two. They were lifelong political rivals.
Montague pussed out after that. Admitted he was half a sinner.
4th Earl of Sandwich. John Montague, the 4th Earl of Sandwich.
All right. So that's like Firehouse subs or
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't know what that was. Is that a sandwich?
Quiznos.
That's a sandwich chain down here. Yeah, is that a Quiznos? Is that
It's
Quiznos?
Quiznos.
It's Quiznos.
Quiznos
I don't know
better.
what some places you have up there.
Is
We have a
Quiznos
bunch.
all done? Did they go under?
No, there's still one. There's still one Quiznos.
Yeah, on Banks.
maybe.
Yeah, right by Home Depot.
We don't have them around here anymore for sure.
It's actually, I haven't been there in a while, but I used to go get the beef dip all the time. It was delicious.
Oh, dude, they had the chicken carbonara sub.
Chicken carbonara was good.
Fuck yeah.
Toasted too.
Yeah, you're pretty. Delicious. Braden's a saucy guy.
Oh yeah, I fucking love it.
With a side of cream of mushroom.
Oh yeah,
just dip it in
cream
there.
Mushroom soup to dip.
Little
the cream mushroom soup dip, I think it was called.
Hey, a little skull fiend.
Your butter brandy and like
and then a little whiskey on the butter rocks.
Skull fiend.
Anyways, that's super fun. You're gonna join the Hellfire Club. It's going to be Hellfire Club is going to be every Wednesday night.
Didn't we make a shirt for Didn't we make Hellfire shirts?
We did. There's a Hellfire shirt. You should buy one on crowdmade.com or go to the alientheorist.com. Click that
Crowdmade link. Buy a lot of them actually.
Hey, we're gonna have some new shirts. They Crowdmade.
Christmas is coming up. It's going to be here before you know it.
I requested a couple months ago. I was like, hey, we really like tie-dye shirts. A lot of people said they wanted them. Can you make some? And they were like, we'll look into it. And then I got a message back months later. They're like, tie-dye shirts are on the store. Check them out. And I was like, oh, cool.
Is it lots of people want the tie-dye shirts, or you just really like tie-dye shirts?
Lots of people when I posted. A couple of people were like,
a couple people
get one.
Okay.
So they'll be on there. I'll put them on there next week.
We work in the months time frame. So if we say we're going to do something, it's going to be in months.
It's months.
I'll do it next.
Our timeline is.
I got one more week, and then things are going to really settle down.
And I feel the same. One more week, and I have a lot a lot of free time on my hands.
Everything's going to start coming up my way.
We work on the geologic timeline.
Once I get that flip phone, things are going to start going my way.
Yeah, and things are going to start coming up, Braden. Next week.
And
things are going to really settle down for me.
You've almost caught up, right?
Next week.
You've almost caught up.
Yeah, and then things are going to take a turn. So next week will be shirts.
Anyways, if you want to support your boys, support your favorite podcast, you got to go to alientheorist.com.
Do it quick. Hurry up.
Do it quick. Get it on there.
No, this is it. This is the way out of this, because we've said it on the last two shows. Apple's taking a cut of Patreon. Those little fucks. They can't get enough money. They're already worth $1 trillion. It's not enough. They need your independent.
Line must go up.
They're independent podcasters. They're coming for them next. So instead of supporting Big Apple, go to alientheorist.com, hit Supercast instead, which is exactly the same as Patreon, but it doesn't have its own app. So you just use your regular podcast player. Super easy. and they just take the regular fee, just a regular
Normal.
acceptable fee, a normal fee, not 30% plus other fees. So go there, sign up, get all the early access, the bonus stuff, ad free. Do it or if you want to sign up on Apple, you got to do it before November. You're going to be we're probably going to delete. We're going to delete it. I don't know.
We're fucked if you sign up after that because you're basically donating. If you love Apple and what they're doing, and you're just like, I love iPhone, I love Apple, I love the App Store.
I'm
a
big Apple guy. I'm a big Apple guy. Sign up for Patreon after November 1st, and you will give 30% of the donation to us to them. So you're helping two groups there. I think we're marketing this all wrong. Listen, do you love Apple? Do you want to help Apple and us? Go to patreon.com and donate. Because listen, anytime you donate, from this point on, November 1st, anytime you donate to Alien Theorists Theorizing, we're going to donate 30% to Apple. Okay? We got to flip the script.
They don't have enough money.
Because they're the leaders in innovation.
We're going to help them out.
Yeah. We're going to help them out. So if you want to help us help them.
Times are tough.
We gotta give them money for Apple Vision 2 or whatever the fuck
they're trying to push in the next.
Virtual reality helmet. The other one that sucked and now the new one.
It's bananas. And Patreon doesn't. Patreon gets their cut still. They get their cut, and then Apple takes their cut. So Patreon doesn't lose money. All the creators lose money. There we go. That's the world we live in. Everyone's struggling. Even fucking $1 trillion companies are struggling.
Yeah, that's how you know. Hey, nothing wrong. Economy's fine. Just Apple's clawing 30% from small creators. Nothing to see here. Don't raise the alarms.
I wonder if OnlyFans is a OnlyFans.
Is that some sort of
just like
Just a bunch of hot dudes in flannel.
just a bunch of
OnlyFans.
No,
just sexy
like,
Flanders?
Just like the top 3 buttons open.
Yeah, just
I wonder if they're getting cut by Apple as well. Maybe we should switch over. It's not just sex. It's not just sex creators on there. There's everybody.
Yeah. There's comedy on there too.
There's 95% sex creators, but not everyone.
Yeah.
You can do it. I don't know. Those are the options. Supercast. That's the way to go. Fuck Apple. All right, that was fun. Hellfire Club coming to your local town every Wednesday night. Starts with just wings and 1 beer.
Just wings.
One beer.
Then maybe a little mushrooms.
That's what we used to say. We're gonna take it easy, and then people
Take it easy.
don't say that. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Take it easy, bud. It's good. All right.
And as we always say at the end of these things,